All right, let's figure out exactly what method you should use to attract women. There's a couple of them that we're going to focus on, and if you use the right method based on the kind of guy you are, the traits you have, and how attractive you are, you'll find that you'll have better results in your dating and your sex life. When I was like 17, 18, first like being really, really horny and wanting to sleep with girls, I made the mistake of like choosing the wrong method, the wrong tactic. Like I was just constantly on Tinder, but my pictures weren't that great. I was getting maybe a match per day, like one match per day, and that was like my main way to try and get girls. Or I was even trying to like message girls on Instagram, and literally had no success doing that for an entire year. So imagine an entire year of using Tinder and Instagram, and I think I went on maybe a couple of dates over the year, but I never even ended up having sex with these girls. But then age 19, I move out to university, I get pretty confident, and I start going on nights out to nightclubs and parties with my friends. And that's when I actually started to do really, really well. It turned out that the nightclub and party environment really worked well for me because I had the confidence to go up and like approach girls, and I had that sort of loud, boisterous fuckboy personality. And so it worked really well there. And then later on, as I got more and more attractive and I got lean in my second year of university, I'm age 20, that's when Tinder really started to work well for me. So the method or the place that you go to attract girls should be based on the kind of guy that you are, the traits that you have, and how attractive you are. So we're going to go over a couple of them now. And first of all, what I'm just going to quickly throw out there, most guys, this won't really work for them, but if you have a great level of clout and you also have like a good level of like attractiveness, the single greatest way to accumulate the most options with girls is Instagram inbound. This literally won't work for like 99.9% of guys, but if for example you have clout or fame and also you're attractive enough, then you can literally just kind of wait till girls message you on Instagram. I don't have Instagram anymore, I was banned, but I had like a really good level of clout. I also have very good pictures just before I was banned, and I was in like Thailand, and every week I was getting like 2, 3, 4 girls message me. And of course, relying on Instagram inbound is literally not going to work for like 99% of guys. But if you just happen to be in like the 1% of guys, or if potentially you want to work up to that, that's like the best case scenario, is that you're so attractive and so popular and famous that women start to like literally outwardly want you, and they'll message you first and make it easy for you. An example I can give you is at the start of this year in 2022, I got a random message from a girl saying like, "Hey Hamza, let's go on a date. I promise it'll be worth your time." Random ass girl, I click on her profile. She's actually hot as fuck. She just sent me a random message. And obviously you're a little bit scared thinking, okay, is this bitch gonna rob me? But I had like clout and attractiveness, and maybe I had 200k subscribers on YouTube and like 50k or 25k or whatever on Instagram. I'm teasing around with her saying like, no, it's not gonna be worth my time, whatever. She ends up buying the hotel and traveling 3 hours to the city next to me where we meet. I book the place we're going for drinks. We meet, we have drinks together, we have a good time, we go back to the hotel. I mean, a lot of guys won't believe something like this, like the girl did the work, she paid for the hotel, she messaged me first. But this usually happens with guys who are either extremely attractive or guys who have got a great level of clout. The black pillars who fixate on just guys' attractiveness don't realize like how attractive clout is for girls. If you have clout, creating an Instagram page is by far the best way to meet girls. And of course, there's the issue with like mental health of using Instagram. I don't think you should use social media. I don't think it's good for you, but potentially just having a good portfolio, like a good profile, and just not really using it, but maybe checking your messages once a week is potentially fine. But having said that, the majority of people can't really discipline themselves to do that because of how hard it is to control your social media use, and this is a whole another argument, but that is the single greatest, like easiest way to get girls. Then let's break it down. If you're very physically attractive, and don't bullshit, because I've spoke to some guys here, and I've even been one of them, who like really like are delusional to think that they're really, really attractive. So hopefully you'll have the level of humility here. If you're very physically attractive, go onto Instagram and Tinder, and those are the better ways to meet girls. You don't need to even have like a great personality for this. You literally just need to be physically attractive and also look good on pictures. If you're not very attractive but you have good levels of confidence and social charisma and like this hype kind of boisterous loud personality, then night game, going to parties and nightclubs is going to work way better for you. But if you've got low confidence and you're unattractive, where should you go to meet girls then? You should probably not really focus on girls at that point, if I was you. If you're not attractive, at the very least, if you haven't built like a really attractive, sexy, lean, muscular body and you don't even have confidence, then at that point it's like you're not really bringing much to the table for a girl to really desire. And I know this hurts to hear, but like it'd be so much better for you, and also for your mental health, but also for your time efficiency, if you're in this stage of like being low confidence and like not really having social charisma and also being unattractive, to then just focus back onto self-improvement. And the single greatest thing you could do then is build your 10 out of 10 aesthetic body, because not only does that give you confidence, but it also makes you more attractive, especially in pictures when you get to like show your abs off. I'll link my aesthetic body course if you want to have a look at that. So your long-term plan, if you are like an ambitious man like myself should be to build all parts of your life in your SMV, your sexual market value, you know, the things that are attractive to girls, your physical attractiveness, your body, your style, and also like clout and everything and success. Build all of that and eventually get to the point when you can almost rely on just inbound on Instagram. So inbound just means like girls will message you on Instagram, which is not happening to 99% of guys. It's unrealistic, but it is possible to achieve. I achieved it as well. Get to that point when your Instagram's got clout and you get messaging from girls. And also if you wanted to like hop on Tinder on a night that you're like really, really horny, that's the best case scenario that we want to work towards. Most guys aren't there at all, and the majority of guys will never get there. But if you're a man on self-improvement and you're really thinking about this, you can make that a reality. For most guys who are watching this, or for the guys who watch my channel, I would usually suggest to them to focus more on their own development, especially the aesthetic body transformation, and especially building success, clout, fame, because I think building those things just makes the whole thing so much more efficient. When you build the castle, then they'll come. But if you try and chase the women first, it's like they're running away and so is success. You may as well get the success first, get the attractive body, the confidence, and girls will naturally come towards you. But if you really, really want to get girls right now, then the easiest, like imagine if you want to have sex within the next week, the fastest way to do that is by going out to like nightclubs and like be okay there, you know, with some level of confidence and everything. The reason why I wouldn't really recommend this that much is because it's like the sort of worst environment to get into. It's very time consuming, it's very degenerate, it mixes in with a bunch of other bad habits like late nights and drinking and drugs. But having said that, night game is like one of the only ways that a lot of guys actually have like a chance to like, you know, sleep with some girls. So it's somewhat acceptable and it can be pretty fun for like the certain kind of guy who's going to enjoy that. So we'll go over all of that again. Your goal should be to build yourself up to be so attractive and have so much like clout and success that eventually all you need to do to attract girls is literally just be on Instagram and girls will message you, and also just make a Tinder profile or, you know, dating app profile eventually. And like obviously these things aren't good for your mental health, but if we're not thinking about that, if we're thinking, okay, literally just which one will get me pussy, it's those. That's going to be the best thing by far. If you're attractive, if you're successful, if you have clout, we want to build to that. Right now you don't have those things. Maybe you're just attractive enough and you could go onto Tinder and maybe get some good success there. Maybe you're not very attractive but you've got some confidence and some hype personality, then you can go to like nightclubs and parties. And if you're not attractive and not confident or socially charismatic, then go back to like self-improvement, building your body till eventually you can do one of these.